I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to talk about sleep throughout the holidays. So our participants actually averaged 8 hours of sleep per night, which is amazing.
Which is really
Um,
quite good.
I know, I was surprised. So everybody's obviously taking the power of sleep lesson really well.
Yes,
Um,
love
but we
that.
do know with the holidays and it can be stressful. So how do you recommend to maintain these great sleep habits throughout the
Yeah.
season?
I think you're right, and I've got to give everybody a lot of credit. People that are getting 8 hours of sleep, particularly if it's good quality sleep, is quite extraordinary and awesome, particularly during these really challenging times. So what we want to do is we just want to take that as a starting point and a springboard, and how can we maintain that now during the holidays? As the holidays can notoriously be bad for staying up later, um, drinking and eating a little bit more into the evenings, perhaps coming off of our routine a little bit. So it's a question of how can we maintain these excellent habits. So one of the things I would say is really look at your current routine. I know many of us, in terms of bedtime routine, I mean, many of us, including myself, have gotten, the clock is ticking later and later and later, and we're staying up a lot later than we normally would. So if we're already not going to bed until 12 or 1, now's the time to take stock of that now, because if we don't, it's going to get later and later with the holidays. So maybe we want to do a little inventory and see how late we're getting to bed on average and see how we can move that back a little bit just so we can maximize and maintain those great 8 hours as we go into the holiday season. Ways you can do that is set a reminder on your phone to wind down and start to wind down and get ready even an hour before you'd like to get to bed. So you make sure, you do what you have to do, get prepared for bed, and you're ready to go to bed in good time. The other thing we do, I find during the holidays, often people's minds are really busy, whether it's your never-ending to-do list because it's the holidays, whether it's a Christmas gift list, whether it's, just all the things you have to do in managing work and home and kids and all the rest, is try to dump your mind. Do what I call a mind dump. So if those thoughts are interfering and maybe going to keep you up or prevent you from getting to sleep, rather than let them play out that way, work at writing them out beforehand. So get a little notepad. I prefer you not use your electronics. So go old school and get a piece of paper or get a little notebook and write out what are the things I have to do the next day, or what are those, oh, that's a great Christmas gift idea or holiday gift idea. Let me write that down or jot that down. Give your mind permission to turn off because you've already captured the things that you need to capture for the day, then you put it aside. I think that can be a helpful tip. The other thing I would say is be mindful of our devices. We have spent during the whole COVID and the pandemic. I know we've been plugged even more, whether it's to our laptops, whether it's to our smartphones, watching TV late into the night. Is really be mindful of that. That's a slippery slope. If you're Netflixing all night, you know how compelling that can be. Watching a good series, they keep going and going in perpetuum, so you'll end up sometimes not getting to bed on time. So just be mindful of perhaps closing off our devices at least a couple times a week and doing something like reading a book or just do some some breathing, have a nice bath, do something else to prepare yourself for the best rest possible. The other thing would be also just detach from work. So a lot of us, the boundaries between work and home have been blurred a bit with work from home. Is try to really have a firm stop for work, put the phones away, shut down the computers, and give yourself at least an hour to 2 hours of non-work time to wind down, preferably without your devices. If you are going to use them, because I know this is a reality, put them on the night shift version so that the blue light isn't stimulating you as much.